Why should swimmers train their core? All movements in the water begin at one place, your core. A strong core allows greater power from the outer muscles and limbs, including the arms for the pull and the legs for your kick. Having increased core strength will come in very helpful for when you become fatigued in your swimming. A strong core helps you keep your stroke together for longer.
The first exercise of our ab routine is known as knees up. This exercise is performed with your legs at a 90-degree angle. We're just using our lower abdominal muscles to lift our hips slightly off the ground. This is not a very big movement, just enough to get your hips up a couple inches off the ground.
In the next video, you will see our very lazy demonstrator using his feet to kick his hips up, and he's not actually using his core at all. In the correct method, we are making sure to keep our core engaged throughout the whole motion.
The next exercise is very similar. It's known as feet up. It involves lifting your hips off the ground, but this time we're trying to keep our legs as straight as possible. If you can't get your legs totally straight, that's fine. Just make sure that you're not kicking your feet up to use momentum rather than your core.
In the next video, our demonstrator is not using his core at all. All he's doing is swinging his legs forwards and backwards to get his hips up, but he does not have his core engaged. Here you can see that the legs are staying pretty still and they're just going up in a straight line.
The next exercise is known as sky crunches and involves the swimmer holding the back of both of their shoulders, keeping their knees bent, and trying to lift just their shoulder blades up off the floor towards the sky. Again, not a massive movement, just make sure you're engaging your core as you do it. In the next video, you'll see the swimmer holding onto the back of their head and simply bending their neck up instead of using their core. You'll be able to notice the difference it makes when the swimmer holds onto their shoulders in keeping their neck nice and straight.
The next exercise is called side crunches. It is very similar to normal crunches, but instead now we have one knee crossed over the other, and we are trying to lift our opposite armpit towards our opposite knee. While you do this, you should be focusing on the side of your abs that you need to be using to lift your shoulders off the ground. Here we have the same exercise, but now just performed on the opposite side.
It's important to make sure that when you do this, you're not simply twisting your body from side to side. This won't allow you to engage your core properly. It's a very small movement like many of the others, so just make sure you're bringing your armpit up to your opposite knee. The last exercise of our ab routine is known as feet up crunches. This involves putting your legs at a 90 degrees angle, again holding onto our shoulders and not our head. This time we are aiming to raise up towards our knees, making sure we keep our core tight. Again, quite a small movement.
Throughout all these exercises, it is important that you do them in a slow and controlled manner. We are not trying to do them as fast as we can. The slower you can do it, the better.